Putting Your Hoof Down is yet another very straightforward episode, but damn if it isn't incredibly well written. The pacing feels tight and to the point, most of the dialogue is memorable, and it's a great episode concept all around. Iron Will is a pitch-perfect parody of motivational speakers with a hint of Macho Man Randy Savage added into the mix, but the best supporting roles in this episode come from Pinkie Pie and Rarity, who manage to be distinct from one another while fulfilling similar roles. They both serve a purpose in this episode, unlike so many episodes that shoehorn in extra cast members for no reason. I've heard that this is one which some people strongly dislike, but I can't really imagine why. The storyline actually hit pretty close to home for me because Fluttershy's progression resembled my little brother in his teen years. Growing up, my brother was a total pushover who would do whatever my older cousin and I told him to, and without understanding what we were doing, we contributed in turning him into an anxiety-driven kid who was always stressed out. In his teen years, my brother made a complete flip from passive to aggressive, even getting really jacked in the process. It helped him in some ways to learn to stand up to me and others, and helped me to realize how I had affected him in his childhood, but for a while he was so senselessly aggressive and untrusting of me that it became hard for us to do things together. I confronted him with this, and over time he gradually calmed down and became healthily assertive. Putting Your Hoof Down handles its presentation of concepts in perfect sequence. We see how Fluttershy's passiveness is negatively affecting her, and then Rarity and Pinkie Pie show us healthier forms of assertiveness, albeit Rarity's is somewhat passive-aggressive. What makes Rarity's technique work is that she's making ponies feel good about themselves so that they'll feel like doing something in return, not unlike how she deals with generosity in Rarity Takes Manhattan. Pinkie's method is more defensive, reacting to ponies who are trying to pull one over on her by pulling one over on them in return. In neither case, however, are their actions harmful. Iron Will's training is a case of two different things that seem to produce the same results on the surface. His aggressiveness seems to work for getting what you want, but it doesn't ensure symbiotic coexistence the way Rarity and Pinkie Pie's assertiveness do. Fluttershy doesn't know the difference between these things until the end, when she realizes that she's been hurting ponies, but also that she can protect herself without doing so. I enjoyed seeing an episode that presented ponies more as your average jerk-offs as a fresh aside from the usual idyllic society, and I'm sure Brony Curious would have a field day talking about how the one episode where ponies are dicks to one another is also the one that presents a capitalist economy in Ponyville. It's a great episode all around, so I don't know what the haters are on about. Next up, more season 2.
Spin raps on the attack. I don't have ideas, but I'm going with Zach. Anything that pops up is the first to go in the row.